And kaboom! Yeah, I cannot believe it's almost Friday already. It's almost been a whole week since the Pittsburgh Gaming Expo. And, time just flies, when you're having fun. And we definitely had a lot of fun there. Let's bring in Mr. Johnny Graphics here. Hey, John, I know you had a good time, right?
I did. Yeah, I had a blast. I'm looking forward to, kind of unpacking it all with you, on the show here. I have to ask though first, since you're a cheese connoisseur, Gouda or habanero on crackers with wine, which?
Oh, wow. That's a good one. I would definitely go with the Gouda because habanero, little too much, a little bit too much bite for me.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, but yeah.
Correct answer. I would have also taken habanero with white wine, Gouda with red, but you're
okay. Good. Yeah. Anyway. Well, let's bring in somebody else here. Let's see about Mr. Tech Buzz himself. Oh, Steven.
Oh, hello.
Well, Steven, how are you this evening?
I'm well.
As I said before the show started, I really dig your hat.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really cool. Really cool. So, that was a fun time last week. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I've had fun at every expo I've been to, but it just seems like they keep building and getting, even more and more fun.
Yeah.
But, I was telling my wife, and Riggs commented on Facebook about the photo that we posted at dinner. He said something about his mom said it's not the food, it's the people, or however he said it. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, everybody that we met and everybody we were hanging out with, just top-notch people. I couldn't ask to be amongst better in better company than all you guys and ladies.
And that's what made it really.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Gamer Aimer was supposed to be joining us tonight. She's in the chat, but she got the con ick. So, So I told her keep pumping the liquids. And I don't know if Stephanie is sick, but if you both are sick, just take care of each other, get plenty of rest, and we'll see you very soon, especially at Torg in November.
If every game you buy has germs on it, then she's guaranteed to get sick every time, right?
Well, yeah, she has to start wiping them down first. She says she feels terrible. I'm so sorry to you guys. So it's just you? No, she said it's just you. Well, at least Stephanie doesn't feel bad. She can just kind of.
Oh, give it time.
Yeah, just bring. She can just bring you some chicken soup and stuff like that, and take care of you like any good spouse would, right? So, and happy 1 year anniversary. They just had their 1 year this week, so happy 1 year anniversary! Yay! That's really cool. So, who else can we bring in here? This gentleman. I'm going to bring him in next because
you're telling short jokes. So
no, well, I'm not going to bring him in. I'm not going to bring him in next. I'm going to bring in this gentleman because I just met him, and what a guy! And he laughs at my jokes, so of course he's what a guy. So, but here's Marcus from Video Game Votery. It's so good to see you. And we were messaging Monday night. I'm like, yeah, we're doing the show, and because he tagged him. He said, hey, I'm here because I didn't have him tagged in Facebook because I'm here. I'm like, oh, dude, I can add you right now because I had subscribed to his channel. But I didn't have him on Facebook yet. So there we are texting for about an hour. I'm like, all right, I'm going to bed. But I'm doing a show. And he's like, oh, I'll be there. So I was like, cool. So we're glad you're here. And I love your cave there. That's just awesome. It's just
you want to know what's strange? Thank you, by the way. This is like the other side of the basement. I had to condense.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be going back on the bigger side, so I'm kind of happy about that. But I like it. It's cozy.
It looks cozy. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It looked like you're tucked in there real good.
Hey, look, there's Retro Rob. Where the people be? It's Marcus. Yeah, I did tell.
What's up, Rob?
I told Marcus, didn't I tell you this? Here you are texting with Rob like all weekend, and I'm like, I haven't sent him one message. I felt so terrible because when I'm someplace, I'm really bad at taking photos and posting them on Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. I guess I'm just where I'm at, and I go, well, I'll worry about it later. Everybody else is much better at social.
I have to message Rob on Instagram because I'm not cool enough for his phone number yet.
Yeah,
I got his phone number. I'll see him
Rob,
tomorrow.
you want me to give him your phone number? I'll give him your phone number. Hey, but here's this guy. He's holding something up. I think he's too tall to put his head above it.
He's probably he's finally got the phone books out.
So
Brian.
Hi, Brian.
I was going to ask Brian, is that why you put the camera that way so everybody looks like they're looking up at you because you're used to
I look pretty tall in here.
You got the what she sees angle. going on.
Well, just like at Pittsburgh PGE, we had Bookend Brian, so we're going to bring in Mr. BD Retro Mods himself, and what I'm going to move him over here, and if I can figure it out, we're going to put there we go, and then we have Bookend Brian's again. There we go.
I like it.
It's a cheesy ABC after school special. It's Bookend Brian's.
I like being surrounded by Brian's. It makes me feel safe.
Hey,
like it's like a Brian sandwich.
Yeah.
Either Marcus or Johnny and I will send Rob's number to you there, Stephen. So
this is how we did it at Pittsburgh too. We had the Bryans on each end because
that's very true.
We had all the tall people in the middle holding it down.
Yeah,
you kind of went like this.
It's very
no. You know what the reality was? It was because Brian and Brian knew who the different panel members were, and so when they would come on, they'd take off running because they were on the end of the line. That's really, don't let them fool you. And then they sit there and text you all these little memes so you can sit there just keep a straight face while they're laughing at you behind the camera.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're there for.
That's what they did. Don't let them fool you.
Well, where shall we start tonight? How about this? I got some pictures I want to show you, and I got a short video clip that most of you probably already seen. So let's start off with these pictures, and then I'm sure that some of you have a couple pickups you'd like to show. I'm only going to show a couple things myself because I am going to make a video for just those. But we have these lovely photos here. Of course, we took our obligatory picture, but Brian could not be there in the photo because
what did you do to Brian? What did you do to him?
He's Yoda. It looks awesome. That's like awesome.
You massacred my boy.
He's
Yoda. Well, he didn't. He sent me a photo, and that's what he sent me, and that's what I had to work with. And I had
that is hilarious.
And of course, Mark.
They're in spirit.
Mark Bustler's in the background.
The Obi-Wan, of course.
Yeah, he's definitely the Obi-Wan. Now, he'd probably prefer to be the Lando, but Lando's...
Yeah. That picture is actually identical size to me, actually.
But here we all are at dinner.
I love this picture.
Yeah.
I do too. That's a great picture, man. Great.
We got the staff in there too a little bit, which is nice.
Yeah, and our waitress, because I know we had a separate waitress than what Steven's table had, but our waitress, she was just so fun. She was as fun as Katie was at Danny Boy's in North Olmsted. So they were just great people, and then of course your little girls there all passed out. Your littlest girl, I should say, she's all passed out. So. And that was my burger. I had to show that. I've had some pretty awesome burgers, but that was the
that bun alone looks like it'd fill you up.
It was just, and it wasn't greasy or anything. It looks like it, but it wasn't. It was just absolutely delicious.
It was just moist.
Yeah.
Properly moist.
It was so good.
Now this is the exact moment when he was looking at my thumbnail. And I was like,
he was like,
you scared me with that statement. I thought you were going somewhere else. I was going to be like,
yeah. And then he kind of looks in and he goes, "Oh, hey."
This is the part where he called security.
That's what I was thinking.
Stalker aisle 11.
He pushed the panic button.
You know what was funny though? I told Lynn, I said, I knew he'd be wearing a ministry shirt. I don't know. I mean, I know he loves ministry, but I knew he'd be wearing that, and there it is. So
yeah, I didn't know, but it makes sense.
And then there's the moment that just made, this was a great moment. But when he came up and talked to us afterward on Sunday, that was really my Peter Weller moment at that time. Because,
I was going to ask you, where does this rank on the Peter Weller scale? Is this like a full Peter Weller, or is this like a half Peter Weller?
No. From now on, it's going to be called a Mark Bustler.
Also, Peter Weller's on the Mark Bustler scale.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Peter was great and he was gracious, but it was just, So
you put him above RoboCop.
Yeah, and I think that Mark should be actually very, very, very flattered because he loves RoboCop too. So,
okay.
But,
then don't encourage him, please.
Yeah.
I don't remember meeting Peter Weller. I remember meeting Mark Bustler now. Did I tell you I met Mark Bustler? Here's a picture.
What? You did?
Yeah, there's a picture right here.
No way.
Oh my goodness, where'd you meet him at?
I was at PGX. Weren't you there?
Oh, I didn't see this part.
I did not get arrested. Can you?
I don't know.
believe
I
that?
think this was photoshopped.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yet another Scott
No,
Photoshop.
this was Photoshop.
And yet that
So-
one looks real.
But actually, this is a photograph I took of that. I mean, I didn't put lights on it or anything. I just took it a little bit before the show, and you can see it's just not that.
Did you
great
frame it
looking.
yet?
No, it's sitting back here in the office. But I will probably get it in a frame or something with UV and armed guards and all that. So
Yeah.
now, of course, I had my moment with Floyd while we were there, and Floyd can be kind of a bitter, nasty little guy. I think sometimes he's not a big fan of Game Dad. I don't think. Yeah,
Wouldn't know why.
I don't. So, I had to set him straight. And if you guys haven't seen the video, I say check it out. And I will be releasing that video separately so that way everybody can marvel at its stupidity.
Okay.
But also thank you to Lindsay for filming that. I'm like, because she's sitting outside here. Here's Floyd. Go do something with him. And so I got my idea and I go, Lindsay, come here. I got an idea. So she filmed everything for me.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
I just got an idea.
Oh.
Remember what we were talking about at pre-show? We have the perfect interview.
No, I don't remember.
Floyd's gonna be doing an interview.
I think him and Floyd should do an interview.
I think that would be
and we'll let Marcus moderate.
Okay.
Beautiful idea.
You don't have to do nothing. You just sit there.
You sit there. So.
You just said.
Now, this is my buddy Sheldon, or as I know him as Scott, because that's his middle name.
Did anybody find the book?
I don't know. I would imagine they did. He didn't come back the next day to tell me that, where he left. He didn't tell me where he left it either. So
you should have texted him and say, hey, did anybody find the book?
But Steven, you were the one who took these photos, right? Was it you?
No, I didn't take that photo.
I took them.
What? Oh, was it you, Brian? I
Yeah.
couldn't remember who took them. Yeah. So we were doing, we did Mean Rock Stars and Frozen sitcom, and we did a few others. So
the sitcom photo here.
Now, everybody I know loved these televisions.
That is
Yeah.
cool.
Mhm.
And I decided to look them up, and they're made by Seiki or Seki or whatever. But I saw a couple places online where you could probably hunt one down if you wanted, and they're around $800
Why?
because they were made in 2012. So it's not like they're being made. This particular model is not being made anymore, but they still make TVs.
You get for
Yeah.
300 on eBay.
I actually have a Seiki TV in my Switch kiosk over here.
Oh, do you?
Do you really?
Kind of funny. Yeah, that's freaking amazing. I'm
Nice.
looking at it now.
Why have this over like any other LED TV?
Because it looks like a
Oh.
CRT.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
it?
Well, yeah,
Okay.
just the design. It's gorgeous. I
And-
love
and
it.
Now,
it's
does this TV work with the old light guns and stuff?
No, it's
No.
it's still an LED TV, so it's not going to work
right.
with that. Yeah, it's not a CRTV.
All right.
CRT TV.
CRT
So,
TV. yeah.
yeah. So, but I'm going to remove that, and then I'm going to play this real quick because, of course, I think this is the moment I was telling you guys about where Floyd decided to run his mouth.
Dad's not here because he's too afraid to face me.
So let me get this straight, Floyd. You think you can just walk in here and tell all these people all these lies? I don't think so. You're a guest here just like I am, and I'll be a son of a bitch if you're going to be doing this stuff. Now, I got to tell you, you want to go out there in the arcade and you and I can have it out? That's fine.
Oh, you think you're so tough, huh, Doctor? Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah,
want to
Mr.
bring it on?
Big
You want
Talk.
to bring it
I-
on? I could take you out with cardboard tied behind my
Listen,
back.
I think I'm a little bigger
Oh
than
yeah,
you.
well, your mom and Game
Oh, you
Dad's
can bring
mom
it
wears
on. Bring it
combat
on.
boots.
Bring-
Come on, come on.
He's not a very savory little guy. I mean, he's shorter than Brian even, and that's why I think he's so bitter. So,
Yeah.
I was scared. I was scared the whole time here.
I
Edge
think
of my
you could,
seat.
I think you could take him. I think
You think I got him?
I think you got
Yeah.
him.
You got
All
the
right.
3-dimensional advantage.
It's
over
going
me.
down at Torg. It's going down.
So, but anyway, any experiences anybody would like to, kind of present real quick, talk about before we get into showing off some of the cool things we found there at the PGX?
Well, a big thing that always stuck out to me the entire time I was there. I wish I would have spent more time in the arcade, but the arcade was just such a triumph. It was just so cool. There was so much. You could literally spend the whole convention in there if you wanted to. I was just on the pinball machines on Sunday. I was messing around with those. And I didn't even get through half of them. You know, I got through maybe 5 or 6 of them, and you spend a good, 10, 15 minutes with each one. And it was just a blast. Like, there was so much to do back there. They had everything. I mean, there are a couple games that I guess I was looking for that I didn't see, but good Lord, I've never been in, a free play room quite like that before. That was awesome.
Yeah, they definitely had. I mean, don't get me wrong. Every arcade or free play area that I've ever seen has been very, very, nice. And even the one at CGC was fantastic, and I loved how spread out it was too. But these guys just had even more. Now I know Tom had a little bit of a problem with one of the arcade suppliers ended up not showing up, and they had to scramble to get some other ones in there.
Oh, I'm shocked. It didn't look like they were missing anything.
It didn't. But just everybody just does a great job. But I don't know why it just really had that vibe of being in an old arcade, and it was just set up great.
Yeah, I loved it. I wish I would again. Like, if next time I go, I'm definitely going to spend more time in there, because that was great. And I kind of reconnected with physical pinball games in a way that I didn't anticipate doing. Normally I'm not big into actual pinball, but I had a blast playing those machines, man. There were so many. The Terminator one in particular I liked a lot.
And this is where Johnny tells us that he ordered one directly from Stern. It'll be at his house next week.
Oh boy.
Well, no, but to your point on that, though, I mean, I think that's the thing is, many of us have been to so many different shows that I think every show has its own unique piece.
Yep.
Obviously there's a lot of things that are similar, but I think where the strong suit for PGX is by far the free play area. Like, I have never seen so many arcades with the variety they had on top of the free play area, where they had practically everything there, on top of multiple musical bands playing every couple hours. Because I said, I know I listened to Danimal Cannon a little bit when I was in the free play area, and good stuff, and it was just and I mean, that's I think that's their thing, yes, they got their vendor hall, yes, they got different events going on, but I think where their focus is they want it to kind of be that quote unquote weekend getaway of having all this retro stuff to play and have live music and so forth. So
yeah, also liked how their panels were in actual panel rooms. I know bigger cons that's not really an issue, but like a lot of the other cons in the area, they're just kind of like a giant, basically, just one giant airplane hangar, is what you're in, and panels are just kind of like happening, and you can barely hear them half the time. So that was cool to actually go into like rooms that were like, this is the panel room, and you can hear, and everybody can talk. And
what I enjoyed about it the most had to be just so it didn't look really big, but it was just enough space to have everything in it.
No, yeah. And I was going to say that because that's the thing. Some shows, they either don't have enough space and then everything's so cramped, or they got a lot of space and then you can tell everything's spread out to try to fill it up, and which isn't a bad thing all the time, but you can sometimes tell. Sometimes just putting too much filler in doesn't really make the feel right.
Yeah. Did anybody try the VR area? Because that was new this year from last year when I wasn't. I was there last year, but they didn't have.
I thought
they didn't have as many as this.
There were always children in there, and I just said I don't want to get sicker than I already am, so I'm just not gonna mess with this. But it looked cool.
Good point.
But no, I mean, like that location just seems just right for them. Like, I mean, they had just the right amount of size for their vendor hall, because it didn't feel like it wasn't right, and
it wasn't cramped, and it wasn't like too spacious either. It was perfect.
And they had the perfect spot for the bands, plenty of seating in there. And then even going through the aisles of the free play and the arcade, like I didn't feel overly cramped, with any of that.
And
so
I do want to bring up a point about the rooms that they had for the panels. And this is not a complaint against PGX by any means. This is a complaint against who and I hate to say this, but since both rooms were side by side, and when Mark's panel was going on, and he was not going long, the band started warming up and drums and everything.
There was a little bit there.
I was like, whoever is in charge of that needs to say, don't start your shit until the other panel is over, because that's just rude as hell. Because I could come in there with a squirt gun and squirt it all over your electronics equipment while you're playing. Sure, I'm going to get arrested, but that wouldn't be nice, would it?
Yeah,
that would be very rude.
Now, Scott, if this would have been anybody else talking, would this same thing would have been said?
Yeah.
Or just because Mark was talking, it was something.
No, it would have, because I just feel it's rude as hell. But you do
agree.
Well, but at the same time though,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it's not like it was intentional. And to Johnny's point,
I don't know. They know what time. They know what time it was going on next.
It wasn't intentional. Come on.
But I mean, but in Johnny's point though, I mean, you have other shows where there's a lot of things going on and you're not even in a separate room. So
yeah.
I mean,
I viewed it as an upgrade from what I'm used to. Honestly,
Now, what about you guys that you've been to a lot of the different shows, not just this year and last year? One of the things that stood out to me with the staff, and if anybody's thinking about going, I mean, one of the things that I thought with the staff was they were always coming up and asking you, "Are you okay? Do you need anything? Can I help you with something?"
They were on top of everything.
The staff was perfect.
Agreed.
They were constantly asking those questions, whether you needed help or not. If you just looked confused, like we had an incident where, and it wasn't a bad incident, but we had a booth right next to ours, and
a real nice couple.
When they were doing the raffles, you guys remember when they did the raffles, people came up and sat down where my production crew was and just put their elbows down, the rest of their heads on their elbows on your TriCaster switcher, right? And I'm like, that was on Friday. And so Saturday I said to one of the staff, I was like, hey, can we get one of those red tape things to keep people out of that space? Because, you know, it's $100,000 worth of equipment. And yeah, I really don't want, you know, my stuff getting ruined. And they were like, yeah, they had.
Hi, Daniel.
They're saying hi.
He's
taking out the trash.
He thought he's being sneaky. He's not.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have a green screen behind you. Wearing that shirt's not going to help.
Yeah.
So that was one thing. And then the other thing was when Brian Retro Mods, he had to call me because they were holding him up outside. They wouldn't let him pass. So I had to come out and rescue him when he first got there.
I don't know that that's how it truly went. I just wasn't sure where the.
That's the story I told Alex, and I'm sticking to it.
That's his version of events.
Thou shalt not pass.
But well, even when we were added to the show, Johnny and I, we got our hotel information like within, I don't know, like an hour or two, wasn't it? It wasn't like we had to wait and wait.
It was the fastest I've ever been given my hotel information ever. I'll say that. I mean, it was right. They were on top of him from beginning to end. And I told Brian that I found him, and I was I explained it to him. I was like, this is like one of the most well-run conventions I've ever been to in my entire life. Like you guys are knocking it out of the park here.
Yeah, absolutely. And they, you know, because I thought that Steven was going to be talking about the couple that was at the booth next to us where William moved. Because they had to get out of there, and that was the only real, you know, I think unfortunate thing that happened there. I mean, yeah, the fact that people were still encroaching on your equipment and stuff, that sucked. But that's not going to happen next year because you know, lesson learned on that. But I was glad that we could get, you know, and you came up, you're like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, I just got here. What do you want me to do? Oh, we're getting these guys out here. There's a hurricane headed toward their house.
And just so you know,
that was unfortunate.
Yeah, just so you know, like Brian and his crew came up and they just kept thanking us over and over again. Like, thank you for all you guys that jumped in, because I guess it's a liability. They can't go and tell another vendor or guests or ask them.
Yeah.
Or, you know, because it's like, hey, we volunteered to just go help. And I think that, you know, that was well received. And it was just like, well, we're just trying to help a fellow human being. Right. And I think that was kind of interesting. We were all just standing around anyways, you know.
And that's the type of mood that is elevated and that is promoted at a convention that's so community oriented and is so well run. Not that we wouldn't have done that otherwise. But you know what I mean? It fits in the place, doesn't it? It makes sense that's how that would have unfolded.
And it took us what was it? 35 minutes? We got them out of there or something like that?
Yeah, it was really quick. Like they even kept saying they weren't sure if they were going to get out of there before noon, and we had them there before they opened at 11.
Yeah, I mean,
I think John, you came walking in, and you just jumped right in, and you know,
right.
So
well, and then didn't you have the idea of moving William down to the corner because some of the other vendors were worried, well, since that corner spot was going to be vacant and that there was going to be empty tables, that no one would want to come down to that end then.
Right.
And you're like, well, let's just move them. You know,
Yeah,
that's
because
what we
it
did.
was at any convention, like the corner tables sell higher prices than the sides. So the idea was just to make it look like, because people coming on Sunday, like Brian, you were there for Saturday.
Yep.
Okay, somebody coming at Sunday, maybe that's the only day they got there. They don't know that somebody left there because they weren't there before it opened, right?
Right.
So the idea was just to fill it in, and no questions were asked. And
like I told you, it was because you had said, well, I want to try to get them out of here before the doors open, you know, because it'll be chaos. And the other thing that I said was, not only would it be chaos trying to get them out of here, but then people are going to be asking questions.
Right. Exactly.
Or making assumptions. And we didn't need that. And that couple didn't need that. So I'm glad we got them out of there. And I know that they're in the middle of hell on earth right now, but I hope that they've got their hatches battened down, and I hope everything they got.
Although William almost did kill Marcus and I moving the tables. I will put that out there. That was on him. He forgot to tell us there was stuff under the tables, and we darn near killed ourselves. But that's for another story for another day.
Nothing wrong with a little zeal. That's okay. So who has a couple of things they want to show off, that what they picked up down there or over yonder at the Pittsburgh Gaming Expo?
Brian, you got some cool stuff, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Why don't you go ahead?
Which one? Which Brian? Short Brian?
Sorry, I meant short Brian. I don't want to say
Short
it.
Brian, yeah, I did. Yeah. So I got a couple of these. I actually bought 5 of these holographic pictures.
Oh, did you get one? Oh, did you get one?
I love those.
Those are awesome.
Oh, that's like 4 images on there.
Yeah, it's 3 images on each one. I ended up getting 5 different ones.
Oh, neat. I like the Green Ranger one back there.
So yeah, this one right here is actually 3 different ones. It goes,
That is awesome.
Goes green, white, and I'm not sure which Power Ranger this one is. I can't remember.
Neo or Dino Thunder?
Is it Neo? I'm not 100% sure.
It's one of the other ones, yeah.
But it's just, yeah. So these are really, they're at every convention.
Neat.
So if you get a chance to pick one up, they're actually really great. Something that was also featured in another video that I picked up.
Your Commodore.
Oh yeah.
So I finally got my Commodore 64 complete in box.
Yeah, I bought something from that booth too. They had like these little Atari holders that I've got, and they had 2 of them, so I could. They're modular. So I saw that and I was like, that's cool.
I don't know if I can actually show.
Yeah, open it up.
The quality here.
Clean.
Now, don't you need some adapters or something to get that up?
Yeah, I need some more hookups to it, but I mean, for the price I paid for it, I couldn't pass it up.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so
now I got to get all the games.
There's that, and then I have my wild collection of Super Nintendo games.
Yeah, there is a component adapter for that.
Yeah,
I have one.
Ooh,
okay.
Dragon's Lair.
Very nice.
Classic.
Very nice.
Yeah, I love that game.
A Data East classic.
It's the last action hero.
The last action hero. Get to the chopper.
Wow.
Do not
The Untouchables.
Ah, yes.
That was a good one.
Okay.
I had to pick this up again because the other one that I had has bad traces on it.
I've never played that.
The board has broken traces.
Oh, no.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So it doesn't end up working. Remember this movie?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Horrible. Oh my gosh.
That turned out to be a pretty good game though, didn't it?
Yeah, it's actually not bad.
Yeah, the game is much better than the movie. Yeah, raw.
Yeah,
okay.
So I ended up picking up that.
Little LJN
just kind of going through trying to complete this collection. So there's this, and then I got to
get a complete Super Nintendo collection.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the whole complete one.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah, I know it's taken me a little bit.
Yeah, that's quite a journey.
But
we're back. Nice.
Yeah, that was
How many do you have so far? How many are you in so far with SNES?
What is it? I think I'm at 500 and some.
Wow.
Is that's past the halfway point then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 900 and some, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
It is
somebody wants
1738 according to
now.
Google.
Is it 1700?
Well, North America is 722.
Okay.
Globally, I believe it's 1738.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm also doing the player's choice for each one too.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
So that's
that and your demo disc quest. You're just like really
Oh, is
building
that
up,
a
aren't you?
regular?
Oh, you got Clay Fighters? Is that the expensive one?
the tournament edition one.
Nice.
So that is
Wow.
the expensive one.
So there's
Into
this
Clay.
one.
So you got the banger.
Some old Dennis the
Dennis
Menace.
Dennis the Menace. Yeah.
Okay.
And what's that one?
Ooh.
This is Clay Fighters too.
Oh, Clay Fighters.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
Loving the
I've
Clay.
I found this one. This is definitely a go-to game. I'm sure I'm going to play.
Oh, yeah.
That's your
Yeah.
favorite game. I knew
This
that.
is
I
going to
gotta
be my
play
favorite
that.
one. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna speed run a couple of these here, but this one right here, Aladdin.
Oh, that's your
Yeah.
second favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up having the
great game.
book.
Oh yeah,
Wolverine.
Wolverine. Nice.
So that's a good pickup. Here's a
LJM.
game. Here's a game that I got really well.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that one.
yeah.
That's a good game. That's
So
a
I
hitter.
picked this one up. I got a whole stack. I think I got 7 games for like $110. That game alone's like 70 some bucks.
Yeah, I was about to say that's probably the most. That's
Yeah.
the majority of that money
And-
right there.
Then
And I think we can all agree that's the much better version of Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, then that's
Yeah,
right.
on
You got
another
all
console.
those.
Oh yeah, those are the demo discs, right?
and here's the demo
Mhm.
disc that I was gifted by
Thank you, Kyle.
Kyle.
yes. So these are the demo discs. he
Kyle
gave
came
me.
with the mother load, man, of demo discs. He just kept
Shout out
pulling
to
out.
Kyle, man.
He
Great
hooked
dude.
me up. He really did. So that he ended up some of them with the Xbox magazines. So they go in years. So it'll be like 2002, 2003, 2004. I
Did,
think with that gift that he gave it was I'm trying to think. He completed my 2004 Xbox, my 2003, and my 2007.
did
So he
Lynn,
completed them.
did Lynn send you that list yet? She found a list of like a bunch
Yeah.
of demo discs. Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad she sent that to me because I've never seen a list for anything.
If anybody's gonna find anything ever, it's her. She is like Google Foo master.
Now she got it. She got it. But I mean, that's all my pickups. Sometimes I go a little overboard, but I just my pickups are usually on the conventions.
Okay.
Awesome.
It's a good place to
So-
get them. You know, Rob phrased it in a way that makes a lot of sense to me. Buying stuff at conventions is more or less like getting it on eBay, but without the shipping.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yes.
yeah, that's
Sure.
pretty accurate most of the time.
Well,
And sometimes, like you guys know, like cash is key at these things. So
Yep. Yeah.
don't go
I
walking
think
around with a card.
I think it's a little bit more than that though, because these vendors remember you from convention to convention, and they will hook
Yes.
you up, especially if they know
Absolutely.
that you're trying to.
Oh,
So,
Sure.
so I think there's that. That's why I like the convention thing, and I get it. They're all like swap meets. I do. I get
Yeah.
it.
I just
But-
mean like at a base price, like perspective.
Oh yeah.
So the
But
one
yeah, I
thing,
mean-
the one thing that I always feel bad about is when they want to give you a deal, and then you know in your heart, like, oh, that's too good of a deal. So like I always try to say, hey, let me give you this.
Right.
And
No.
a lot of times they're like, no, this is what I want. Give me this.
Yep.
And it's sometimes you're like, wow, I stole them games. I really did from them. I feel so bad about it, but you feel like you stole them.
Well, they wouldn't offer it to you if it wasn't okay to them at some level. you
right.
know?
Very true.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you don't need to feel bad about it.
And
but
that's what the conventions are good for, because you're helping these small gaming businesses,
Yeah.
thrive
Now, if
because
you
they're
get-
coming to these conventions.
now if you get a little Samson off some little old lady who's like struggling to pay her mortgage,
Yeah.
and she is only asking $10 for it, and you only and you haggle her down to $5, then you're going to hell.
Yeah.
Johnny, why do you
Yeah.
have to bring up my story all the time? Like, what's up with
I-
that?
And then after you do that, you
Why
realize
gotta
that
do
it's just a
that? You gotta
reproduction.
let everybody know
anyways.
my secrets. Come on.
I'm
that's
sorry.
fair.
I'm sorry.
But that's
We
something
know
that
your tricks, Stephen.
when you sometimes you go from vendor to vendor, you'll see the same game, and it's just like you know this dude is way overpriced, this
Yes.
dude is about right, and this dude is I want to get this out of here.
Oh.
And I had a real small list. I still have it right here, and I actually for some of the games
Call
I will
that
actually
list.
I'll put the eBay low, like the exact one that I have saved. I'll put that price on my list, and even the most recent price charting. And then I'll be like, okay, so if I can get it for around this price or less, then I know I'm doing good. And it doesn't have to be shipped or lost by USPS or whomever. So, but when I see somebody who's like $15, $20, $30 over, like just for example, like this game here, I mean, this is an almost launch title. And I used to have this, and I forget, I got it for $15. And when I'm seeing it at other booths for $25, $30, $40, and I'm going,
is the manual in there?
Yeah, everything, it's all complete and it's in very good condition. And I'm sitting there going, what the hell are you people smoking?
I would just take that deal at that point. It's not that bad.
Right. And I was just like, $15, mine.
Yeah.
So, but Rob has it right. It's eBay without the shipping. It
right.
Really is.
But like Steven said, there's also, if you're really haggling and you're getting to know the vendors and stuff, there's a lot more to it too. And
right. And then sometimes you can bundle a couple of things. Hey, I'm buying this. Like you got a halfway decent bundle with the one guy on Descent, I believe. There were a couple of things that you were trying, or did that fall through?
Descent?
Was it Descent that you got the long box game?
Oh, Wipeout.
Wipeout. That's right.
Yeah. I got a good deal. I
ended up picking that up as well.
Oh, Blitz 2?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
So I found a loose one. I mean, I think it was only like around $20. So I got it loose.
So you better practice for the next year because Video Game Votaries he has the open challenge out there. He's gonna whoop.
Oh, you're
in that corner, right?
Oh, you're gonna play me in that one? Okay, all right.
He'll play you in any of them.
Well, probably first.
Marcus, I'm hyping it. Come on.
I mean, even if I come up a little short, I'm used to it.
I want to. Oh, okay. I want to officiate this. This is gonna be fun.
Who's got a couple more they want to pop up there and show what they've got?
Oh, was Brian done?
Oh, my bad.
No, I just, if you had more, I just didn't want to interrupt you.
I can show a couple games, but while Brian just was presenting, you said you finished 2003 and 2004.
Yes.
Okay, because I had a couple. Do you happen to have this guy?
Oh yeah, that's right. You found them.
I think I do. Here, hold on. Let me see.
Okay. He's checking.
But if not,
because I actually was
no.
I was going to give these to Rob tomorrow. I'm meeting Rob for Retrofest in Arkansas tomorrow.
There you go.
He's got it. But I do have 4 2005 ones, and I'm pretty sure Rob would be like, you should give those to him. So,
yeah.
So it's January, May, July, and August of 2005.
I think I'm not completed with 2005. I know that.
Okay. Well, let me know. And I'll talk to Rob because I was gifting them.
Yeah, I mean, if you gift them to him, gift it to him. But yeah, that's no problem either. Or if he doesn't want them, great. Let me know.
Yeah, this is CNC Games out in Fremont, Ohio. And more than likely it's Kevin, and he's a co-owner of the store there. Most prices at cons are negotiable. People have to haggle. That is true. And I do know someone else who actually said he goes, when I go to a con, I will definitely haggle prices and stuff with people because he goes, you come to my store, that's a different thing. I'm not going to do it in my store because you can't go to Walmart and go, hey, I want to buy this thing of underwear.
Well, you can, they'll throw you out though.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But also he said you have to watch out for the people who are really trying to make up they're trying to make up for them having to pay for the price of their tables.
Yep.
So
and I was going to say before that comment came through, I mean, when you were talking about the different prices with the different, I mean, I think, being at times doing vendor tables myself, I mean, there's a lot of cost that does go into that.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you have multiple people there with you, you're there for multiple nights, you got your food, you got the table costs, which, it's not a bad thing per se, but none of the table costs are getting cheaper. Those keep going up in price, just as like everything has. And and they also in many cases expect that haggling. So therefore they kind of some don't, but you have others who purposely bump that price up, knowing that they're likely going to be asked, will you do it for this? And they're going to say, sure.
There was that one, I don't know. They were in my video today.
Cartridges galore.
That said, no, not them. The other one.
He always forgets that. That's why I figured that was the one.
He was over by the guy that's near the store, the store that's near you that you say you always go to.
Oh, Wildcard Video Games.
Yeah, the guy who was right next to them. These guys were near the door. They had that big sign that said,
"Oh, we'll trade for anything." And you wanted to give them a chicken?
Yeah, we'll trade. We encourage you to negotiate, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, that's really cool that they're letting you know that they will definitely haggle with you,
Right.
as opposed to going, oh, that's $5. I'm putting it down. Maybe I can get it for $3.
Hey, Mark is getting back real quick here. There's the 2005 collection. The only one that I need to complete this one is July.
Say no more. It's yours.
So that's the only one I need to complete it.
There you go.
Say no more.
So,
Yours, buddy.
all right. Thank you guys. Appreciate
Look
it.
at that.
GP3.
There you go.
There it is. Yep, that's the only one I don't have in the collection.
And
There.
the cool thing is you'll both be at Torg. So
Yeah,
there
just
you
bring it
go.
out the Torg.
Right.
Okay.
I was about to tell you, send it to me. I'll bring it.
Go straight to June and August.
There you go.
It's the only one I need. Thanks,
Nice.
Mark. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem, man.
But I also think just like CC Games CEO, that's where I got my Mega Man. People were asking like where I got the 3D printed Mega Man. He didn't want to take
the one you stole off me.
So he didn't want to take it home, but he also wanted a fair price, and it was a little bit higher than what I really wanted to spend. But he did meet me halfway, so I spent a little bit more than I really wanted to, but it was a fair enough price that like he knew that it was going home to a good home, to a game room. It wasn't like going to be out in the black market the next day being resold at like twice what it cost. So I think there's a lot with some of these vendors, like your character and what you're actually doing. Are you going to the next con and selling everything that you're getting dirt cheap, or are you going to add to your collection? Right.
Yeah.
That's the struggle.
And I wanted to say this real quick. You got Marcus here, you got Brian here, and they're kind of connecting, and here I'm gifting you this and stuff. It's just totally cool because I do want to say, and as cheesy as this is going to be, Game Closet, we're making connections and we're making friends. So anyway,
closet connections.
Yeah,
Closet connected. I like that.
Made Brian
but no, with that though, like we've said it in multiple different shows and stuff. That's the other thing about these conventions, right? It's the social aspect where
Absolutely.
where you get to talk to your peers and friends, make friends, because we're all liking the same things, and it's just a good way to have a good social weekend there. Because again, if you're only coming to a convention just for the vendor hall only, you might not. You're kind of missing out, and the price of admission might not be worth it at that point. But again, there's a whole nother piece to that that I think is just important to realize with these shows.
Yeah, Brandy's right.
Definitely.
I feel bad for anyone that pays $50, $60, $70 to go to a convention and just buys stuff and then just leaves. Like, I feel like if that's all you want to do, to each their own, I guess, but you're really like
missing out.
You're getting the absolute bare minimum out of this experience.
Well, I mean, I think after every convention, I always see a post somewhere where someone's talked about, I thought I had my phone silenced, but but I mean, I see posts all the time when a show's over. There's always someone who says, I paid this high cost to get in, and there was eBay prices, and it's like, but if that's the only reason why you went, that you didn't go for the reason.
Especially if you're just, for example, if you're in the Columbus area, you can't swing a dead cat without hitting a game store.
Oh, there's so many.
Right. If that's the case, you ought not be going to any convention, because you just go to those game stores and avoid the conventions, because you're going to the conventions for the wrong reasons.
Yep. Right. And you can go into a game store for free,
Right.
If that's all you want, just do that and just go to Pittsburgh or go to Columbus and shop around at the game stores.
And I want to go back to what we were saying about like the swap meet thing, and like really getting to know the convention, the guys that are selling at a convention. Like, there's a lot of people now that know that I'm looking for the complete North American collection of NES, which is what I picked up a lot of it. So I'm going to kind of transition into some of the stuff that I picked up. I'm not showing it all because
you got like 20 games.
I picked up about 30 games.
30 games. Wow.
30 games. But one of them that I picked up, I had got some really good deals on it. But the one vendor from Gorilla Retro Asylum or Gorilla Gaming Asylum out of Franklin, he walked up and he handed me, he says, "Hey, I heard you needed The Adventures of Lolo," which I don't have any. I didn't have any of them at the time. And he just
series.
he
Is that
found
the
me,
is that the sequel to I Married J-Lo?
probably.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but he found me, like, I was walking to another booth, and he's like,
yeah,
I
was just
heard
saying, that's
you.
not.
That was
Sorry,
bad.
we're just ripping on Scott's joke there.
No, that's why you noticed it didn't land right. I just kind of
Yep.
it's kind of
They
moved on, because I was like, that was like the joke he gave at the table there. We just kind of like,
yeah, I'm
They
grieving.
all can't
I'm
be
grieving
great.
right now.
They all can't be great.
Nah, you got to take a shot though.
but he bumped into me, and said, "Hey, I heard you needed the Adventures of Lolo," and I asked him, I said, "Well, how much do you want for it? How much is it?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm just giving it to you." So he ended up giving it to me, and he said, "Come over to his booth." So I went over to his booth, and I picked up a bunch of games that, believe it or not, like, I do need some heavies, but there's some games that I needed that you don't see well, that are, or anywhere, that are like shovelware, and even some ones that are harder to find. They're $5-10 games, and that's what I focused on. A lot of them, like a few of the ones that I know that are harder to find. That's like Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Hero. This is one. It was in good shape, so I picked that one up.
That looks like it's in real good shape.
Yeah.
Kickle Cubicle. That was another one. And I just dropped these other two. Hang on.
Oh, now they're broken.
Now you got to get them again.
Yeah.
So the other one that I thought was interesting, and I never seen this even as a kid, was the Blue Marlin.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And the other one, Captain Planet and the Planeteers.
Oh, have you played that yet?
I haven't played it, but that looked like one that I was interested in playing.
Yeah, I want to know what you think of it.
Because they're like, some of these games were like sub $20. Now, obviously, I didn't pay that. He was trying to help me, and in fact, he told me to come down to his store, because he said I got more that are down there that I can hook you up. So I'm encroaching the 550 mark, kind of like Brian with the cartridges. So I'm gonna get to the point where I'm gonna be like needing 12 heavy hitters soon. But the other thing I got that I'm most proud of, that we'll talk about, is this. I've always wanted one with the screen, and it's very clean.
Awesome.
I love it.
The PS1.
It's so sharp, because I was sitting there right next to it. It's such a sharp screen.
Yeah,
so
there's
bright.
no dead pixels in it. In fact, Scott was trying to play it when we were doing the broadcast there.
There you go.
Just to kind of show everybody here.
So yeah, what batteries are
Iconic
in there?
startup screen here.
Is there batteries in it?
Yeah, is it battery or is it?
Oh no, it's plugged in. I have it plugged in. I didn't know. Is there battery for it?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think
I don't think it plays by battery.
Yeah.
That'd be rad if you could put like D batteries.
I have a battery pack. I wonder if it'll work.
I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could mod it.
Yeah, probably.
But a guy that kind of follows us on social media, his name is Daryl. We'll leave it at that. He goes to these different conventions. He gets these like deals. I met him last year, and he hooked me up with a good deal on this, and very fair deal. And I couldn't pass it up because, like you said, no dead pixels. It was clean. Okay, there's third-party battery packs.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And yeah, I just wanted this, and I thought for like future conventions, this would be really cool for when Marcus goes and whoops on Ryan for NFL Blitz. We can set this up on a projector on a 20-foot screen, and have a whole bunch of fun with it.
You really want to do that to him?
Dude,
Listen, it is what it is.
We're gonna go big with the competition when the competitor is small.
Yeah. We need to live stream it too. We need to
most definitely.
Yeah.
So,
but please, no wagering.
No.
Oh,
So I got a few other games, but and Brandy hooked me up with some stuff again. It's some PlayStation. They're kind of like they're jam packs. They're kind of like demos, but they're not. But anyways, it'll be in a future video, separate from the one I'm working on now for the vlog of the Pittsburgh Retro Gaming Show. But I'm with y'all. Like, the best thing that came out of it was like going to dinner with everybody, hanging out, and just like being around everybody and meeting the people. We had the opportunity. Everybody that was on the panel, this was the first time at the convention this year that we did a panel. We had a live studio audience. Like, a lot of people didn't see that, but you guys all know because you were there. But we had people sitting there listening to us.
It was fun.
And it wasn't just online. So that was cool, in my opinion.
For sure.
Yeah. And that's something that we, whether we're actually special guests or not, we're just there hanging out, if you know who we are, and you know whether we're smaller creators or larger creators, don't be afraid to approach us and say hi, or if you want to get a picture or whatever, or just to talk to us for a minute, or or what have you, because that's how I met Brian. He and Ron were at Torg last year, and and it was kind of funny because no one ever said my name anywhere ever before. When I was at one of these things, and all of a sudden it was just like Dr. Scott, and I'm like, me? And it was just like they came up and just started talking, and it was like it was great that you just called out, and then we got to know each other, and here we are friends like a year later, and it's just been fantastic.
And the thing about it is, though, is we all bounce each other's ideas off each other, and we collab in videos, and it's not so much the convention than it is just the love of retro games between all of us.
And being accosted by homeless, crazy people on the street. That was always fun after dinner in Columbus.
That was the best time. It was the best time.
There was this guy, and he was
this is after I left, right?
Yeah,
this is Torg. This is Torg. When we were all at the the Barcadia?
Yeah, Brucadia, yeah.
And this dude came, I don't remember what he said, but he was just like, oh, hey, and we're like, oh, hi, and he was clearly mentally ill or very, very drugged up or something.
Yeah, probably both. You'll have that.
Or something. And whether he was homeless or not, he could have had a mansion somewhere. How would we know?
Right.
But still, it was just like, oh, hi. Well, we're going to go this way now. So we'll see you later.
Well, at least let you go.
We both parted ways and just let him do his thing.
Yeah, he didn't follow me like the guy who followed Mark Bustler home, so we won't talk about that.
So
that guy likes cheese.
But we was all speaking of different things and stuff. I wanted to thank Marcus for this demo disc as well.
Hang on.
There
we go. Oh yeah.
And one thing I do like about them is when they're sealed.
Oh yeah, that is nice.
So. And it'll go into the collection. It'll probably never be opened, but it's still, Marcus, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for that one. I appreciate it,
man.
That'd make a nice little piece of candy for the wall. You could maybe put in a little frame.
I was looking too to show you guys. You ever see the kiosk disc?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got some of them too.
That's really cool.
That is cool. That's super cool.
The ones that used to just be in the kiosks, like they actually have them disc. They're out there.
So now you need to get a kiosk for that exact disc, and then that way, every time you have somebody walk into your game room, you can say, "Can I help you? Is there something I can find?"
Have you tried playing the kiosk disc? Because I heard they only play in the kiosk demo consoles.
Oh, really?
Really?
I'd be curious. Well, I'd be curious to see if that's true, because I'm actually looking for a PS3 and a PS4 kiosk disc.
Might be like
everywhere I've read, it says that you have to have a demo console. Now I don't know how true that. Yeah.
See, I thought it was the disc.
I'm going to be testing this theory.
That would make sense to like discourage people stealing it or whatever, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it only plays certain things.
Yeah, let me know, because
that was exactly true.
I want to get one for my PS4 kiosk and my PS3 kiosk.
Does anybody else have anything they want to show?
I do.
I can. Okay, we'll let Johnny go first.
Sorry, Marcus.
No, you good, dude.
Marcus, you gotta get the shopping cart out, man. Come on.
I'm not gonna show everything.
I was visited by a little lady named Ann Robinson, who hosted a great show back in the day. And I'm not. I've deliberately not looked this up. I don't know if it's horrible or amazing, but it's up to 7 players. And I think I'm just gonna. I know there's a moment at some point in the future where I have friends over, or maybe me and my wife are bored or whatever. I'm gonna bust this out, and it's gonna be worth a few laughs.
If it's anything like the or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire that I've got for PS1, it's gonna be decent.
I reckon it's something like that, right?
You reckon?
I reckon, yeah. I'm an Eastern Ohio boy, I'm right on the edge of West Virginia, so it's still coming at me.
Oh, well, there's your fault.
You're lucky. That's all it is, just the reckons. There could be Warsh, there could be all kinds of other things.
That's an Eastern PA thing.
Is it? Okay.
No, that's a West Virginia thing too. I purged that from my system a long time ago.
Yeah, my grandparents said Warsh, and they said yonder quite a bit. My mom's parents, the Irish ones, Anyway, a game that for some reason I just never rebought after I sold it as a teenager, probably because I owned it digitally on PS3 and I just got comfortable. But I finally rebought Medieval.
Hey!
Which is one of my favorite games of all time. Like, definitely, I would say easily in the top 10 of my favorite games of all time, possibly in the top 5. Absolutely adore the game. And there's so many ways to play it. You know, the remake has it on there as an unlockable. It's digital on PS3, on the Vita, and PS4. So a lot of ways to play it, but I like to have the physical one. I also got Sonic 3, which I've always had the cart, but I haven't had a case or a manual. And this one isn't in amazing shape. I might upgrade it one day, but for now, I'm very happy with it. It'll look good on the shelf and everything. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my loose cart that I have. I might just sell it. I don't know. But and you guys know I'm on a long box quest for PSP. Oh, I got my Medieval traded in for PSP before I left the store. Okay, so that's Medieval Resurrection, which is actually totally different game, totally different like style. They did all the voice acting and everything totally differently, but also a cool game. I prefer the OG though. But I got these 2 long boxes, which are, you know, very these games say PS1 to me, you know, Wipeout and Loaded, very different sides of the, you know, tonal spectrum. But I love these games, and this is the Wipeout you were talking about, Scott. I haggled with this guy. I was polite, and he was polite with me, but we were, you know, we were really in there. We were haggling like we were, you know, we were getting real granular with it.
I remember when I came in at the end, and you guys were like, "Oh, how about this and this?" And
oh, that wasn't even the end. It kept going because he wanted 35 for it, and that's totally fair. But for whatever reason, I was like, I'm not paying more than $20 for this. I'm not. That was just what I had in my head. And so he was like, well, I'll resurface it for you, and I'll do this, and I'll switch out the sleeve, and I'll do this, and you know, the manual's in good you know, he had everything, he said everything he needed to say, and I was like, well, yeah, but I see it over here for this. And, you know, so anyway, we haggled, and we were, you know, we were very respectful. I wasn't like pushing him or anything, but it got to the point where I was like, okay, I'll give you 30 for it, but you need to throw in this plushie Kirby so I can give that to my wife. And he was like, okay, so that was the deal. So I came up a little bit, and I walked away with a very good, you know, this is a very good condition Wipeout. I mean, I'm going to hang on to this, you know, hopefully forever. So, and my wife got something out of it. So, you know, it all worked out. And it's I don't have, it's up in her office, or I'd show you, but it's the Kirby when he swallows the vending machine and he's a big rectangle.
Yeah.
It's that. So, and she always enjoyed that from the new game. So that's about it. Yeah, I think I might have got something else that's just not here with me. But anyway, I didn't buy as much as I did at CGC. CGC, I really went nuts. But man, I definitely could have bought more if I wanted to. There was so much to choose from.
I think I spent about the same that I did at CGC, but I ended up with more stuff this time just because everything was, you know, really small stuff.
Lower value things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You'll have that. Yeah, I'm at a place with my collecting where I'm not so much interested in adding to it. I mean, it's, you know, I bought stuff, but I'm more so interested in like upgrading what I have. Like, you know, I'm getting manuals for games that don't have manuals. I'm getting cases for loose games, or I'm replacing games that are a little bit more beat up. So that's kind of fun because I can do that forever. I can always kind of tweak it and upgrade stuff. So
Steven and I were talking about that before the show about upgrading, because I have a Mutant League Hockey that's just the cartridge, and I'm like, well, I'm trying to chase down a case and a manual, and it might just be easier to just buy the whole thing and just sell the cart that I've got.
It probably would be, yeah. Sometimes that is easier. It's definitely easier to do that. That's what I'm doing with some PC Engine games that I have loose, where I'm just like, I'm trying to get the case and the manual, but it's easier to just sell the loose game and just get a complete one.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Marcus,
sometimes it goes that way.
What do you got, buddy?
Hi. Sorry, I was texting Dan from JRPG Life. In case y'all know, I'm flying out to Arkansas tomorrow for RetroFest for Retro Rick's first convention. So excited about that. Gonna be staying with Retro Rob. I don't know if he's still in the chat. He's gonna be on.
Tell him I said hi, and if he wants to donate the Hulk statue to me, he can, because I know he was talking about possibly selling. But if he wants to donate it, number one, my little girl absolutely despises the Hulk for no reason. But I have a picture of myself and my 2 boys with that very statue at a theater when that was in the theater. So if he wants to donate it to the game closet, he can.
There you go.
All right. So I'm going to show some of the stuff because obviously I got content in to shoot. So I'm also going to make it a purpose for the next video I do once I do my wrap up of PGX to let people know that you do not have to have a huge budget. Like I know JRPG Life just did a similar video, but I really went into Pittsburgh with a limited budget, and I came away with quite a lot. Like I literally only spent like $220, and I got like 39 games. A lot.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
all right. So what I will do is show you my Switch games in case y'all don't know. Pretty kind of obvious. Only collect Nintendo, but
You
I
got
did
that
get some
Wii U
games.
Elite set over there.
Yeah, it's just a couple.
Well,
So and also I also did a challenge, so that's going to be part of the video too. So I have a series running on my channel, $20 Switch challenge where the budget's $20, right? So what I actually did for this convention, I went lower. I went $10. So pretty much all these games are $10.
wow.
So first is Kododama, the 7 Mysteries of Fujisawa.
That
like a
sounds like
puzzle
an import.
kind of game.
Is that an import?
No, it's not actually.
Wow. Okay.
Came out here. It's like a puzzle game. I don't know. We got Dragons, Dawn of New Riders. I'm sorry. Got Rock of Ages 3.
Okay.
This Saldom. I'm probably butchering this name. Saldom. That's another like puzzle style game. Trying to expand my palette.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters video game.
Yes.
All right.
Very nice.
That's a good game.
Goosebumps. The game.
right.
I think it's another one on the Switch too. Risk of Rain 2.
Ooh, that game is so good.
I'm glad you said that. I'm excited about it.
It's difficult, but it's fun.
John Wick Hex.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually John Wick is supposed to pick me up from the airport tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
If you get that joke.
You know,
Another one. This was absolutely. This one I was excited about. I looked it up and I actually got this after we went to dinner. We went back to the convention hall. This is Into the Dead 2.
Yeah,
It's
I
like a
want
first
that.
person.
I really want
Yeah.
that.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
And last but not least, this is probably the one I was most excited about that I got for a great price. Rocky and Rocky Reshrined.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's a
Pocky
good
and Rocky.
one.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Pocky and Rocky.
So I was excited. I'm trying to. You know what? I'll show this last.
Yeah, that
Pocky and
Into
Rocky
the Dead
2
2 is it's kind of like it's kind of like an on rails, sort of like an on rails zombie shooter.
Yeah.
kind of. Yeah,
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
yeah. It's
From
pretty
what I
cool.
saw, it kind of reminds me of a little bit, not necessarily the same type of game, but it reminded me from the visuals of Call of Juarez. I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys are familiar with that. Like that.
I mean, for being a budget title, it's not bad. Like,
Right.
you know, I mean, for what it is, it's not bad.
Is it like
Yeah.
House of the Dead, like totally on rails?
No, it's like what I recall, isn't it, Marcus? Is like I remember the first one. You're just kind of going downhill. You don't really get to go any direction you want. You're going in one direction, but
Mhm.
you're always forced to keep going forward or something. It's just really neat.
Okay.
And like for a budget title, like Brian said, it's fun.
Right. Yeah, I like to try different stuff. So last one I'm going to show is it's not rare, kind of uncommon, at least in my area. It's the first time I've seen it, but huge Nintendo fan, obviously, big Mario fan. Found Mario Brothers on Atari 2600.
Yeah, I saw
cart
that.
only.
Was that the one that was laying down below the table? Not under the table, but the guy had a whole bunch of them, and he had that.
No, this one was actually it was the guy's booth that we helped move. I
Oh,
bought that
okay.
from him.
Because
Yeah.
I saw one of those, and I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah." Because I've had that game for years, but
I saw that one too.
the 7800 that is a very good game, but the 7800 version's actually even better, believe it or not.
Right. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I believe it's on the 2600, the 5200,
Yeah.
and the 7800.
Yes,
like
it's
it's all
on,
the
yeah.
same, but but yeah. So those were a few of my pickups, and
Very
I was
good.
most excited about this. Like it's still Nintendo's, not on Nintendo, but
Just out of
So
curiosity,
so each one is a little different.
Okay.
I mean, the core concept's there, but I mean, graphically, then there is some slight differences between the different versions, but yeah, I really like the 26 and 5200 versions of it.
Okay.
Yeah, they just graphically get a little closer, and then once you hit the NES version, that one's almost spot on to the arcade version. But just if you don't mind me asking, what'd you get that one for?
What? Why?
How much did you get it for?
Oh, I actually got this for $20.
Damn, that's a good deal on that, because usually goes for 45, 55.
Really?
I think that's the 7800 version that goes that high.
Am I thinking of that one?
Yeah, that one is seems to be the most expensive one.
Yeah.
Or between that and if it's 2600 CIB, that's pretty up there, like 150-ish.
Yeah, it's fun. I bought that one when I was a kid, and I haven't looked back. I bought that and Gremlins like within the same week. Yeah. Awesome. Good pickup there on that one. So who's next? Oh, I guess it's only Brian and me.
I was gonna say, I guess I'll go.
That's you.
So I didn't get too much at the show, just because was mentioned. Just I've gotten a little more pickier, I guess, at this point. Like I'm not into getting complete sets of a certain console and things like that. I like grabbing what I like, and and I'm kind of at a point where I got a lot of that stuff, but if there's some Atari 8-bit out there and some Master System stuff out there, obviously I still get intrigued, and just some different, I don't want to say obscure consoles, but just ones that aren't as well known. That, like, if someone has some stuff, I'm usually always interested in it, or trying to just find additional consoles to like mod and stuff. But what I did pick up, because one thing we kind of didn't talk about is with PGX, I mean, they make it a point that they are a gaming expo, so that doesn't mean just video games,
right?
It's they have pretty much an equal focus on a variety of different gaming genres, have it be video games, tabletop, and so forth. And so what I actually ended up picking up was there was a vendor selling Magic the Gathering Commander decks, and my son's recently gotten into Magic. I mean, I played Magic prior to COVID, and still enjoy it, and but he's really gotten into the Commander format. So it was some decks there that looked interesting and were priced good, so I picked up 2 of those, and
nice.
Really, that, which I don't have those up here with me, but that's what I got. And like I said, that's Poe. This is a thing with Poe.
That's Mr. Poe style.
Yeah,
eat him. Yeah. What in God's name is that?
That is
you've never seen that game?
I don't think so.
Yeah, no. This is a running. Yeah, this is a running joke. With
I'm not
Poe,
googling
so.
That is.
I did not realize they made a board game of it, Poe. But no, I did not.
Hopefully the board is not messy. So. Yeah,
and actually, it was good seeing Poe, because Poe was there. It was the first time I got to meet him in person.
Poe was there?
Yeah.
What?
I ran into him twice.
Well, he didn't come find me, Mr. Poe style. Come on, I was there.
What the hell is this? I googled it. What the hell is? What am I looking at?
So at one point toward the end of the Atari's life, there was a company, Mystique, that did adult-oriented Atari 2600 games. So
oh god,
okay. So I think they made about like 5 of them.
Is that where that name comes from?
Yeah,
it's right there.
That is unbelievably awesome.
Yeah, and
delete history.
A couple of the different games they made, like for example, the one that was, what was it, the Bachelor Party or whatever one. And then they had like the Bachelorette Party. It was basically the same game. It's just, they changed with, whatever. So they had a couple of them that are very much the same.
They had some fun with it.
And then they had that one, it was Custer's Last Stand or something. And it was
Revenge.
Yeah, Custer's Revenge. And it was gross and racist all at the same time.
That sounds like immediately racist. Okay.
Yeah. It was bad. So, all right. I'm going to show you just a couple of things I got. Now, this one was funny at the beginning. I showed you this in the video. so there's Steven and I, and we go over to William's table, and William's showing us some of the weird stuff he has, and we had it made up in our minds we were going to try to find the weirdest stuff that we could, and I think I ended up buying it before we ended up pursuing anything else. Yeah, so I ended up grabbing this Derby Stallion 64. That's a Japanese title, and I know it's going to be really boring, but he gave me a deal on both this and this game, so I got them both. And the name of this game is it is called Famicom Wars, I believe. Is that or Famicom Battle? I think it's Famicom Wars. So I actually have 2 or 3 Famicom games. I need to get a converter for my NES.
Oh, wait. Tell everybody why we thought that was super weird of a game.
All right, so you have all these dudes.
It looked like a constipation simulator.
Yeah, we thought it was a constipation simulator because these couple guys look like they're constipated. I was making fun of him because he looks like he's too small to be a stormtrooper, too short to be a stormtrooper.
Oh, we also said it's a Japanese game and they used all American dudes.
It's all American guys. So
no, it's so weird. They made a game with like an American aesthetic, but then didn't sell it in America.
Right.
Now this one,
that's wild. Good job, Nintendo.
I have been wanting to complete my Soul Calibur collection, but only getting this reminded me that I don't have the alternative versions for like PS3 and stuff. So I need to finish those ones off as well. So I've got the one with Vader, but now I need the 360 one of part, what was that, 3 or 4 with Yoda. So I want to finish those off too.
There's Nintendo has one with Link, right?
GameCube. Yeah, GameCube has one with Link.
Yep. You got to do that too.
And then I will show this bad boy here because I've had this one in my queue on Amazon for the longest time. And then I was like, Johnny was telling me about it, and I remembered what table it was at. And I watched another video and I go, yeah, I'm definitely going to pull the trigger because it was only like $12. So
that is a manly ass, badass game.
It was cheaper than Amazon. And then, of course, you saw I got the Jurassic Park earlier. And then I re-grabbed this. I don't know what happened to my copy of it, but I used to have it for PS2. But before that, I had a PAL version for the Dreamcast, in which once I got this one, I didn't need that one anymore. So I sold the PAL version because my Dreamcast is modified. And here's a really interesting accidental pickup that I got. And a couple of you already know that I already have it. I forgot to give my room key back to the Hilton. So this means I can go up there and walk into that room at any time. No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
it'd be fun though. But I did pick up a few other things, but I'm going to save that for a video because I will be producing a video with a little bit of the game footage if I get the converter for this one in time. If not, maybe John from Rock'em Sock'em will be kind enough to let me film on his Famicom for just a few minutes so I can test this out and we can make fun of it. So
do you not have
I think it's a strategy. I think it's a strategy game, isn't it? If I remember correctly.
Yeah,
no,
it's like Military Madness.
Yeah, I think it's and I think that's partly why it didn't come over, because I think back when it was made, they weren't bringing anything.
No idea.
At the time.
Scott, you don't have a Famicom?
No, I don't.
Nope. Don't you have a Retron 5?
No, I don't.
Oh, I thought
you and like CC Games and China, you can get an adapter that'll take it from the 60 to the 72s and put it right into your Nintendo.
I guess I will have to drive right out there and get one rather than
and they're not expensive. I mean,
Kevin, you'll be seeing me in the next week or so then. So cool.
Hey Scott, going back since I finally found it, but there's that Chaos disc.
Ooh, PS2.
Oh, that's so cool.
That is.
What you got on there? You got Jack 3.
Do not sell this disc.
Katamari Damacy. Very nice. Ratchet and Clank, Up Your Arsenal. That's a good one.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was I can't remember where I picked that up at. I want to say I only picked it up for, I don't know, like $10.
Okay.
Excellent. That is really cool.
But now
$10.
it makes me curious. I'm about to pull the PlayStation 2 out and see if that works.
Yeah, do it. I'm curious.
I want to know. I want to know myself, because if so, I'm going to buy the kiosk disc and put it in there and let it run.
Right. Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah, I make content out of that too. I'm sure people be interested.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Like I said, most of these, what brings me to the demo disc are the startup screens. The startup screens that, the selection screen. It was always just something, different on each one.
Right.
That'd make a good short. That'd make a good full video too.
That's what I'm thinking.
I like the way you did that.
You could have come up afterward. Gosh, I would love to have met you. Okay, next time I'm around, come on, Poe. You gotta, come and meet your friends when you've never met them before. Okay,
be friends.
Yeah, it's not. I know I was probably coming down off of a mark high, so I get it. So
yeah,
that's okay. And in case you guys didn't know, did I mention I met Mark Bustler? It was he was really nice.
Didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. You should have saved that for the beginning of the show.
I'll have to tell you more about it some other time. So, but I know that all of us will be. And there it is. There's my wife.
I'm with her.
We all are.
I know that the next time all of us will be in the same room. We are all going to be at TORG, the Ohio Retro Gamer in Columbus, Ohio, which is in November. It's November
1st,
2nd, and 3rd.
Okay.
And we will be doing a show before that. And I know Retro Rob will not be there, but I'm hoping that he will definitely be on the show. We are trying to get Gene to come. So Mr. Capsoff Gaming, hopefully you will be there as well. Because I know he's trying to do his best because he's got work. And he's also just recently engaged, so they're trying to save up.
Congratulations!
Yep.
Yeah,
and it's just expensive to come from Boston to Ohio.
Right.
That's just an expensive
now,
thing.
Now Mysticles is going to be there as well, correct?
Yes, he will.
Oh yeah,
yes,
he's going to be there. I think he's doing one day. He's probably going to do Saturday.
Awesome. Yeah. So, and then of course my daughter will be there as well. So I know Jay Malone is very excited because and we were chatting one night, and then Lynn goes, "Look," and I looked up on the computer and it says, all in all caps, "Wait. Does this mean I get to meet Harley?" And I'm like, yes, you finally get to meet Harley. Okay. And she is going to be doing a PCB Way video there. And I'm going to, and I know that some of the YouTube folks are already on board. I know he is. We're going to see if we can get Jason and Reggie on board too. You got to say 3 whole words. That's it. 3 whole words for the video. And then I am planning something very special that I'm keeping relatively close to my chest, to my vest.
Okay. More surprises, more secrets.
More secrets.
This one's worth it though.
Yeah, this one's worth it. Steven's in on this with me. So if I can get the project done before then, we will be doing this at TORG. So live at TORG. Hopefully we can do this.
Let me know if I can help secretly.
I actually will, but hopefully we'll be having Mike and or Rachel, whichever one or both would like to be on. We'll be doing that the week before TORG to promote TORG, and then of course we'll do another wrap-up show like this the week later. And I really can't wait to see everybody again because I just had a fan-damn-tastic time.
Here, here.
Absolutely.
And it was, we've named all kinds of stuff that made this con fantastic. And, Brian and his crew just being spot on with stuff. You had great vendors. You had a fantastic arcade. We had great places to eat, but it was the company. I'm not trying to sound cheesy or smarmy by any means, and that's what I usually do. But you guys and of course the others who couldn't be with us tonight, whether it be John Riggs or Stephanie and our sick little bird out there, Gamer Aimer, she, you all just, and Lindsay, of course, too. We
shout out to Lindsay.
Wait, Lindsay was there?
She was there, and she kept kind of floating around like a ghost. She just kept doing her thing.
Yeah, she was hard to keep track of, but she was around.
I don't know. I thought I saw her walk by once, but that was it. That's all I saw of her. Well, I mean, I saw her
I saw her twice. I saw her
at my panel. That was my second time. That's right. She was there, and then she vanished from there too.
Yeah, she's like Phantom of the Con. She really is. She should just have one of those little half masks.
It's like Finding Waldo.
Right.
She should just start wearing red and white stripes. But if that's it, I think we're done for the night. I'd like to thank everybody for popping on and just real quick go around and let everybody know where they can find you, especially on the interwebs. We'll start down below with Mr. BD Retro Mods. Brian, take her away, sir.
You can find what I do on my website, www.bdretromods.com, and there's links there to my store and to my social media outlets.
And Marcus.
All right, you can find me on all social platforms and here on YouTube at Video Game Voter.
Hell yeah, Video Game. I just subscribed last week, and there's there's Brian pimping it. There he is. Subscribe.
Nice.
I do the same thing. You know, I do that.
So me and Ron, we're found on YouTube, we're found on TikTok, and we're found on Instagram. And definitely check us out. We do anything from gaming from the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Excellent. Mr. Haywood, way down there on the end.
Yes, sir.
Where can these lovely people find you and your awesomeness?
I don't know about awesomeness, but they can find me. They can find me at ttbgaming.com, or I'll put it in the chat room here if it lets me. It might not let me. It does let me. Anyways, every social media piece that I'm involved in is there. Makes it easy. Just click on what you want. Don't click on what you don't want. And there we go.
Very nice.
Harley says goodnight. She fell asleep on the couch. And
Good night, Harley.
Mr. Johnny Graphics are right here. I know that
me.
we can find you in different places too.
You can find me primarily YouTube and TikTok. That's where I put in actual effort on those two platforms. Also, before we go, I do want to give a quick shout out to Katie Shesko. She was playing the flute at the convention.
Yes.
And she was in my booth doing it.
And she was just like killing it. I mean, she was playing like different. I didn't recognize a lot of what she was playing.
Doing a lot of Zelda.
Yeah, I guess that's why. Probably like
I was going to ask her if she knew any Megadeth, but she didn't. I didn't do it.
Nah, I doubt it. But she was, she was killing it, and that was kind of just little things like that made, added up and really gave PGX a lot of flavor.
It was an interesting accent.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what it was. It was like a little accent for the show. But, for her, I mean, it was awesome, though. It was just cool to see her doing that. And it was just, I actually stood there a couple, I tried not to like just stand there and like, oh, really? But, walking by, I definitely, I just enjoyed seeing her doing that. She was doing a really good job. Flute is very hard. If anybody's tried to play flute, it is tough. One of the toughest instruments to learn.
Lynn plays flute. Yeah.
Very tough. One of the only instruments I can't even get a note out of. Like I can't do it. So anyway, I just want to give her a little shout out. Yeah, follow me on YouTube and TikTok if you would like, or either platform. I've got right now my Sega Genesis Hidden Gems video is my current thing on YouTube, and I've got some other stuff cooking.
And it's fantastic. Watch it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really worked hard on that one. So yeah, but feel free to follow me on either of those platforms.
Excellent. And, Mysticles jumped in here. Of course, he had his son's birthday. I know he got a really cool pair of shoes. And if he's still awake, that is not the right thing. There we go.
There you go.
So happy birthday to Wesley, and which is my middle name, but I don't have a T in mine. And happy birthday to him. If he's still up, happy birthday to you, young man. Get to bed.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's got to be your bedtime. And I think your shoes are really cool because your dad showed me a picture of them, and I thought I want a pair just like them, just in my size.
Oh, yeah, I'd wear those.
Yeah, they're real sharp. They're real sharp. I like the colors and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so happy birthday. And yeah, we're sorry that you didn't get to chime in, but you can always watch it afterward. But we are going to see you, Mysticles, in about 3 weeks, is it? About 3 weeks?
Yeah, it's like 25 days, something like that.
So very, very exciting. And of course, I am your moronic host doing the basement show from the second floor. You can, of course, find me here on this very channel on Game Closet. You can also find some of my silly stuff over on Facebook. Mainly, I just post whatever I do here over there. And then I'm not airing videos anymore over there because those people are idiots. So sorry, Facebook. Until you start having real people tell other people what is wrong with the video you posted, instead of just very vaguely telling them no. But we're not going to get into that. So I don't go for Nazism. So you guys can
zuck the zuck.
Yep, you guys can just zuck it. Zuck it hard, zuck it long. I don't care. But anyway, that's where you can find me. And we got 2 more comments. Let's check them out real quick. Yep. So they say later all. Thanks everyone.
Later.
It's like blowing into a bottle, she said. Well, we won't get into that right now. And we will be seeing these gentlemen all at Torg. And Marcus, have fun on your flight, and give Retro Rob a big hug for me, because I haven't seen him since he was here. But we've seen him, of course, on the internet, but it's not the same thing. Thank you, everyone, for watching this. And we will be seeing you on another an actual retro roundtable, because we'll have almost everybody here from the Retro Roundtable in about 3 weeks, hopefully, if they can all join. And we will see you very, very soon. Good night, all. And have a great weekend, because tomorrow's Friday. So have a great weekend. We'll see you all soon.
See ya.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please hit the like button because it helps the YouTube algorithm spread the video to more awesome people just like you. Subscribe for more here in Dr. Scott's Game Closet, and there's plenty more where this one came from, so click on a video for more video game shenanigans. We'll see you all very, very soon.